Greetings, everyone. I'm going to say that the battle is daily. If you think that this world is a playpen, you better think again, okay? And so, this is why dreams are very important for you to understand because they help you to prepare for these battles, okay? So, in today's video, as promised, I'm going to talk about some symbols, some signs, some things to take careful note of when you're having dreams. And in particular, when you're having reoccurring dreams, you must not ignore. But any dream that occurs in three is showing you the presence of demonic activities or individuals very close to you that the spirit is warning you to pay careful attention to. If you ignore these signs, after the third time, there's nothing you can do. Whatever was sent, whatever the intention of the individuals who want to harm you will be fulfilled. So pay careful attention. I'm going to do at least one of these per week. And in particular, looking at plants and the purpose, how they're used for good and for evil. The same plant that's used to do good is the same plant that someone could use to do evil, but we're going to talk about that. I'm going to give you thousands of plants and their purposes, but some of this is going to be done, with those individuals who contribute to my platform. So I'm not charging for these interpretation, but the bills got to be paid. Phone bill and what do you call it? Internet bill, these things. So if you want more of these, again, book your sessions. Now, in this video, and I'm promoting myself and my business, and anyone who has a problem with that, see you later. All right, so dreams. Now, when we're talking about dreams that is indicating that you have enemies, pay careful attention. So I have my notes over here because it's a lot and I don't want to forget anything. So at the end of this video, I'm going to share 3 dreams and show you how they manifested and the symbols in them. So when you dream about snake, lizard, especially green lizard, or dogs, black dogs, you can bet your bottom dollar that you have an enemy very close. This is not just somebody that you talk to or say hi or bye to, or just some random stranger or neighbor. This is someone who you're very close to. A snake in your dream is warning you to pay careful attention to somebody who you're very close to. And that person is going to do something. They're going to move like a snake, and you're going to know that this person is the one. So let me give you an example. I had a dream some years ago that I was at my classroom door. I was teaching at the school, and I was in the dream, I was at that school. And I stood at the door and I saw a snake try to come in my classroom door, and I was brave and bold enough to stop it at the door. That dream really puzzled me. And at that time, my partner was in Jamaica, and I shared the dream with him, and he said, that's enemy, right? And I said, I do. I know it is. But who is this person? So one day, there's a teacher that I used to talk to. She used to actually come to my classroom and, encourage me to get out, because she always says, I work too much and I need to take time. I need to take break. I used to use my lunchtime to prepare for my afternoon session or just to entertain the students. And so she started coming by, inviting me to her room. And I said, you know what? If I don't take that invitation, I will not take a break. And so we had something in common. Her husband was in Colombia and my husband was in Jamaica. And so we were going through the filing process. And I think we bonded on that. So when I had the vision, it so happened that the next morning I went to work. And when I looked, I saw her whispering in the principal's ear. Now, it caught my attention because she's always saying negative things about the principal, sorry. And I have enough sense to know when someone is gossiping about someone else where you work, do not participate. So I never used to say anything. I should just listen. But when I saw her whispering in that principal's ear that morning, I thought to myself, oh my goodness, I can't trust this lady. And so when I went back to my classroom, I closed the door and she knocked on the door. And when I opened it and I saw her, she says, "Oh, I haven't seen you since yesterday or whatever. And can I come in?" And I said to her, "I'd prefer if you didn't." And literally, the way the serpent moved, the snake moved in the dream, that's exactly how she reversed. She reversed back way and stepped away and went the other way. And I never spoke to her again. So the snake was that woman. Lizard, green lizard, again, a strong symbolism of enemy, especially if it drops on you. So if you see it in a tree, you know, you might be able to escape, but if it drops on you, the deed is already done and the person would have already betrayed you. Dogs, black dogs, especially if they're grinning their teeth in the dream, they're enemies. And if they bite you or they're attacking you that way, like chase you and catch you and do harm to you, someone is going to betray you. Someone is going to do something to you, you know, of huge proportion. Job loss. If you're getting dreams that you're getting lost, you can't find your way home, or you see these dark clouds but it's not raining, usually it has to do with your job. So after you have this dream, there's a strong likelihood or possibility that you're going to lose your job, whether you get laid off or you get fired or whatever. Fire. Fire, if you have dreams about fire, is indicative of quarrels. If you have it and you wake up in the morning, I guarantee you and it's one of those dreams where it happens the same day. The same day you get it, you're going to have a quarrel, whether it be with your family, your partner, your children, or your colleague, or whatever. Expect it. You can pray against it, but the truth of the matter is you cannot stop that one. Gun, I'm spelling it. When you get these dreams, it is a sure sign of betrayal, sure sign of trickery or a scam. So if you wake up in the morning after having this dream where you see people using this, you know, aggressively, or you just see it, even if someone mentioned it in your dream, you can best believe that someone is going to call you with a lie. And oftentimes it is to get money. Pay attention to these dreams, okay? Now, demonic. Any dream where you see black ants, or you see people eating, or you're eating, you see altars, you know, when you build up an altar where you put your incense and your candle and all that stuff, depending on how you see the altar, if you see someone breaking down that altar, that means whatever negative energy was sent towards you, or anyone have any ill intention towards you, they're building altars to demonic forces. But if it's broken, then you'll be saved. If it's broken, then their arrows will not come and pierce you. But if you see someone dancing around this altar and dancing around not clockwise but anti-clockwise, that person you see doing that is actually the one doing witchcraft on you. If you see dirt, unfinished house, wet clothes, or clothes thrown down in a room, even if they're in a basket, if they're unfolded, if you see wedding dress, particularly white wedding dress, if you see raw meat or any flesh that's rotting, if you see rotten fruits or a bridge broken, these are all death or grave illness. Now, it depends on the details, of course. It always depends on the details. So if you're seeing someone that you know fully dressed in white, it denotes illness. Do you remember when I had the vision with Vibes Cartel and he was dressed in full white? I knew right there that would denote illness, grave sickness, okay? And if you are wearing it, you know, it's one or the other. Sometimes when people ask me to interpret these dreams, I would say sickness, or other things, because I tend not to want to say the D word, but it is a sure thing. Now, visa. If you're from Jamaica, so many people always want to go travel overseas, or, you know, a lot of our people, we have more Jamaicans live overseas than those who live in Jamaica. So, you know, visa is a big thing for us. Our acquiring visa is a big deal. Now, if you dream about someone that received their visa and the person is crying, that is a good sign. That means if the person applied for a visa or if the person is being sponsored, it is going to be a successful application. But if that person you see or yourself, you know, seem unhappy, so if the person is crying or if the person is unhappy, it's successful. But if you see the person celebrating and dancing and start to act weird, it is not a successful attempt. That person will not get it. So if you are applying for somebody, or if you're inviting someone and you see that person, you know, being all happy to receive their visa, they will not get it. Especially if you see the person is being rude or arrogant, that's what that is an unsuccessful attempt. Excuse me, I'm tired. Now, good fortunes. If you see feces, now this has double. For me, if I see feces in my dream, I know it's problem. I know spending a lot of money, I know it's not a good sign for me. But for a lot of persons, seeing it in their dream means that they're going to be getting money. So it depends on who you are and the other symbols in that dream as well. If you dream that you have gotten lost, but you find your way home before you get out of that dream, that is the sign of good fortunes to come. Being chased, but physically overcoming the person chasing you, is also a good sign of fortune. Your finances, your financial situation is about to change. And if you dream about flying, you know, or you're swimming in clean or clear water, if you see an eagle, those are all good signs of fortune. And these are not guesses. I have written this down based on my own experiences, going through years of writing my dreams down. And because I always write the dream down, and then when it's interpreted, when the results come forward, then I see what they mean. So this is why I know for a fact. Okay, and in the comment section, if you have any of these dreams and you can testify to say, yes, I had these dreams, I had these symbols in my dreams, and the result was as you say, share that with us. Okay, so now I'm going to go to giving you 3 dreams that I took out of my dream book and how they manifested. So when my husband was in Jamaica, I dreamt that my wedding ring, my engagement ring, fell off my finger and the stone fell out and was on the ground. The diamond fell on the ground and he was looking for it. He was searching to find it. And of course, when he was there, I thought that was a omen. It was a bad sign, you know, that my wedding ring, you know, stone fell out. I thought maybe that's a sign that things will not work out. But in the dream, he found the stone, he put it back, and he gave me a sachet of cardamom. So that's the difference. So it could have fell out, fell on the ground, and the stone could have been shattered, and that would mean separation or divorce. But he found it, he put it back in, set it the way it was when we bought it, and he also gave me a sachet of cardamom. And the cardamom represents love and lust. But because he gave it to me, if he had given that cardamom to someone else, then I would know, you know, the time on that one. But he gave it to me. And so I felt like even if there was problem, if there was any hardship, you know, to come, that we would have been able to work it out. Now, my next dream is an old woman was holding a blood root. This is a plant. And she asked me to look in a mirror. And when I looked close, I saw a relative holding a knife behind me. She had fire on her chest. So on her chest right here, you know, there was flames coming up from her chest. Um, I threw water on it and she disappeared. That dream haunted me. I mean, it was her family member of mine. And so the old black woman, and I forgot to mention it was an old Indian woman, or maybe I said it and I forgot. But when you see old black or Indian women, they represent ancient spirits. And so this blood root that she was carrying is a root that is used to attract love. Um, it is also carried to avert evil spells and negativity. So the fact that this old woman was holding this blood root, it was indicative of her warning, the spirit warning me that it was time for clearance, it's time for some protection, it's time to go on a fast, because danger was imminent, and someone perhaps close could possibly do harm to me. So I got the plant, and when you drop it in water, it reveals your enemies. Yes, it does. You drop it in the water and you will see the face of your enemy. And so I knew how to pray against that. And of course, sometimes when you realize, you don't have to say anything to people, just I wanted to make sure that I saw what I saw. And so I gave it time and allowed the person to show their true colors. Let me tell you, some of us have some enemies in our midst. It's so scary because they're smiling in your face, they're talking to you, and if you tell them you buy a bottle of water, they're going to be jealous of you, they're going to hate you. There are people who you have around you right now as you listen to this video. They're your greatest enemy. And if you don't learn to see and understand these symbols, you're going to be in a lot of trouble. Some of these ones who are hanging around with you, are close to you, you're giving access to you, they are the ones responsible for causing all these horrible things to happen into your life. They stay close to you. You know how we have this wicked thought that keep your enemies, your friends close and your enemies closer? Get rid of that. That is a horrible thing, because when you have that concept, you're keeping people who you should keep at bay. And the closer and the longer you keep them close to you, your life is falling apart and you don't know why. Okay? Next dream, I dreamt that an old woman, again, an old woman was giving me a bag of corn. And please understand that corn is called the giver of life. Okay? And it's the gender. Plants have gender. Corn is a feminine gender. And element, the element is earth. And the purpose of corn is protection. Its love is divination. So you see corn in your dream, the spirit is saying to you, again, time to amp up your protective mechanisms, because danger is imminent, or people are close to you that should not be trusted. Okay? 1 month of getting this bag of corn, it wasn't a need for protection, even though I did try to protect myself by using certain herbs and, you know, certain incenses for a period of time. But a month later, I got $6,000 as a gift, as an academic achievement award. Very unexpected. So corn is money or good news coming your way. If you like these videos, let me know. Like, comment, share. That's indicative of you enjoying that video and wanting more of that. Stay blessed, everyone.